what is going on, people. I come here today for a nice little vlog, if you want to call it. This one is going to be a little bit, if you want to call it, deeper kind of deal. I guess you can call it that. First of all, before I start any of that, let me again thank you. I already made a video for this, but again, let me thank everyone who decided to take time out of their day to either text me, to message me through Facebook, through YouTube, through Instagram, and wish me a happy birthday. Thank you. I had a great day yesterday. Ended up meeting with good friends. It was the first time in a long time that I did not drink on my birthday. I was sober for my birthday. And it was different, but it was still good. So, in this video, I want to do a vlog. And what I want to do is, the old adage is another year older, another year wiser. So, I agree with that. So what I'm going to do in this video is kind of, through the years, I've heard quotes, I've heard certain things that hit me and I agree with, and kind of made me change my whole aspect on certain things. So what I'm going to do is, I have 5 here that I try to incorporate in my day kind of deal every day, or try to at least go with. Sometimes it's a little more difficult for certain ones, but what I look at and what I read on these certain ones, I look at and agree with totally. So what I'm going to do is just talk about a couple of them first, and then on the second half of this video, I'm gonna bring it up a little on Facebook. I had a little controversial kind of little series, if you want to call it. So what I'm gonna do is actually bring that from the Facebook status reality to video status, so I can at least explain myself. I was gonna do that a long time ago, but I never did. So what I'm gonna do is just now bring it up and let all my eggs out of my basket. If I don't think that's the correct quote to go with, but that's what I'm gonna do. So stick around, you'll get some controversy in this video. Well, the first part of this, I'm gonna try to just say certain things I try to live or have in my life just to make it a little bit better. When I think a couple of these quotes, it makes me happy, even if I'm sad or upset or whatever. I think of one of these quotes and I don't know, it just builds my confidence, or it makes me feel good. So if anybody has anything to say about these certain things, feel free to comment on the bottom, or if you want to personal message me if some of these hit home kind of deal. I'm always there to talk. It's what I do these videos for, I guess. So let me get into this. I'll let you know what I'm talking about. The first thing that I always try to kind of live by is the quote. I don't know if it's word for word, but the quote is, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Meaning, nowadays, unless you know the situation or know what's going on, don't put in your 2 cents, or don't believe what the whole hype is. Meaning, say if you're at a bar and you see something going on, or not even at a bar, in any situations, if you see something going on, don't always think you know what's going on in that situation, because only half of the time are you right. Most of the time, like I said, it says half of what you see. Meaning, if you see certain people fighting and you see something going on, you don't know what went on in that situation or whatever. So when you're seeing it, only believe half of what you see. And nowadays, with the none of what you hear, nowadays people like to fabricate stories about anything and everything, with their lives, other people's lives. So when you hear it, don't always believe it. Meaning, nowadays people are like, don't talk to that person, whether it's a guy or a girl, because that guy's an asshole, or that girl is a slut and she's easy, and if you were seen with her, people would think certain things. Nowadays, never go by that, because you never know. And unless you're there, I'm the kind of person that if I meet someone, I can tell whether they're worth talking to within the first 10 minutes of talking to them. Now, it's not that if after that 10 minutes I didn't like it, I'm going to hate the person. It's just one of those people that You don't bother me, I don't bother you. It's one of those situations that we don't click or whatever. It's just someone that's not going to be a close friend or whatever. Or I, it just happens. But nowadays, people like to judge and go off of what they hear about a person before they even get to meet them. Kind of one of those don't judge a book by its cover kind of deal, because now people look at someone and say, I know their entire story, I know their life, I don't know why I'm pointing or who I'm pointing at. But nowadays people like to think they know what a person is about before they even get to know them. Another thing that I live by is actions speak louder than words, meaning people can talk until their face turns blue. Doesn't mean they're going to do what they say they're going to do or whatever. Which also incorporates another one that I live by is don't say you're going to do something unless you do it. A lot of times it's small stuff that, you know, nowadays I incorporate, like texting. If someone says, I'll let you know, or I'll text you later, or whatever. Nowadays, I do it sometimes. I see other people do it sometimes. Most of the time, it's just people forget. Other times, it could be malicious. But one of those things is like, okay, I'll text you later. I'll let you know what's going on. I've been known to forget. I've known other people that have an absent mind and definitely forget to text back. But then, like I said, there are also people out there that know exactly right when they say, yes, I'm going to text you back. They know in the back of their mind that's not going to happen. So, the best you can in any situation, if you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. Just live up to whatever you say you're going to do, because not only will it make you look better, it'll help out everybody else. That's what my dad always said. If you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to do something, if you can't do it, if it's not in your mind, like means, or you can't do it, don't say you're going to do it. It's very simple. Then no one will expect anything. But once you say, yes, I'll do this, I'll be there, I'll do it. Just do what you say you're going to do. Another thing is one that I found on Instagram that I copied and I put. So if anybody knows my Instagram, the only thing I put on my, well, not only thing, but a lot of the things that are on my Instagram are either selfies of myself, stupid little quotes that are actually funny that I find funny, or quotes that I agree with, I like, and I'll post up there. And this one kind of hit home a little bit, and it's you can't start the next chapter if you keep on rereading the old one. Everybody's life is different, and everybody grows up different, and no one is better than each other. Let me just say, certain people have different things in the past that could have made their lives bad, whether it be family issues, whether it be relationships, whether it be just your own mind getting the best of you kind of deal. You're not going to be able to move forward in life if you keep on thinking the past is the present. Meaning, you know, if you had a bad relationship, you don't let yourself have another one just because you're thinking it's going to be like the past. Or if you have a family issues and you just keep reliving it, it's really hard to do that, to move forward, which is very hard to do in any situation. If you had something really bad happen to you in the past, I know it's very hard to move forward, but eventually you're going to have to. So that one is definitely one that I look at and I'm like, you know what, it's very truthful. If you keep on reliving the past, you're not going to be able to move forward. And the last one, I guess, kind of comprehends or comes into a bullying situation or just mean people in general. The thing is, kill them with kindness. Nowadays, if you meet people, there's certain people in life, I don't know why, but they get their kicks out of ruining other people's lives, making other people feel below them, making people feel bad about themselves, and they get a kick out of it and make themselves feel better. Well, if you happen to, you know, give them a different reaction than they were expecting, then it's gonna help you out in the long run. Meaning, if you're made fun of, and they see you get upset, get sad, get angry, get whatever, add fuel to the fire kind of deal. They're going to keep on doing it because that's exactly the reaction that they wanted. So if you give them a smile, if you say thank you, if you just give them a reaction that they weren't expecting, they're going to be like, oh well, that just ruined my whole thing, because their whole plan was to make you feel like crap or get you angry or do something to get you riled up. If you do something completely different than what they were expecting, they're going to have to double think, or whatever. So always kill them with kindness. So those couple things is what I try to incorporate in my everyday life to, kind of make myself feel better. Try to make everyone else around me feel good too. That's when I see other people smiling or other people happy, it makes my day that much better. So living by some of those things is like through my life, I realized it does make it better. So those are a few things that, like I said, if you agree with or you want to talk about it, whatever, personal message me, comment in the bottom, anything. If I can make your day any better with those things, that's what I try to do. Like I said in the beginning, on Facebook about a year ago, I had a little mini series, I guess you want to call it, and it was very controversial. I got yelled at by some people, but I guess it was one of those situations where if you type it and you read the words, you have your own interpretations of them, rather than me coming out like I'm doing now in a video and explaining myself a little bit better. So what it was I think it was like a 7-part miniseries, I guess you want to call it. I'm a wise ass, so I threw it up there. I just for shits and giggles, I guess you want to call it. But it was also to kind of get it out there, just to let everybody know about my certain opinions on this matter. And I called it Girl Logic. Yes, I got yelled at by many people. I'll probably get yelled at now by anybody who watches this. But I'm just going to throw a few things, a few topics that I did write about out there, just so everybody knows this isn't malicious. I'm not trying to make fun of every girl that's out there or whatever. It's just some things I see that I find funny that I don't quite understand, because nowadays girls, they have their own way of life. They say guys are dumb, but sometimes I look at certain situations with girls and I just question myself of certain things. So what I'm going to do is I have a list of a few things that I have put out there. And if anybody wants to yell at me in the comments or let me know if you agree with me on certain things, I guess let me know. But first of all, let me just start with this first one. It kind of goes both ways with girls and guys. So this isn't just girl logic, it's guy logic too, I guess you want to call it. And this has to do with cheating. I just don't understand how people do it. I mean, if you say you love someone and you don't love them anymore, just break up with the person. Why do you have to go out and cheat, ruin what you had beforehand? But anyway, this is there's two different cheating. There's the cheating from the person who's in a relationship cheating with the other person, and the other person cheating with the person who's in the relationship. Hopefully you understood what I meant. But this side of the story is more towards the person who's by themselves, who is cheating with someone who's actually in the relationship. Nowadays, what is that old adage? Once a cheater, always a cheater kind of deal. Actually, let me get into it. Nowadays, I've seen it. I'm not in a relationship. I haven't been in one. I'm just the way of life. But anyway, let me get into it. Nowadays, I see it. I hear it. I read it on Facebook. I read it through the internet. Nowadays, a lot of people, when they get into relationships, they try to, I guess, change the other person. That's the thing. Nowadays, relationships don't work. It's because everybody tries to change each other. If you go into a relationship and you're not liking what it is, and you say, give it time, it'll change, it'll change. It's never going to work, because if you try to change someone, it was never meant to be. Um, so in this whole thing, like I said, cheater is always, once a cheater, always a cheater. I guess people go into it and say, you know what, I can do better than the person before. I can change their ways. That won't cheat on me. It's not going to work that way. I mean, it could, but I think um, if the person did it beforehand and they get tired of you, 95% of the time they're going to do the exact same thing. Unless they, you know what, I feel bad, I cheated, I really am sorry, I'm not going to do it to you. If we break up, we break up. Nowadays, it's he cheats on her, her, or she cheats on him, whatever. Nowadays, the old adage reigns true: once a cheater, always a cheater. So that's my little thing on cheating. Another, that second part to it is, nowadays, don't ever try to change someone, because I mean, unless the person is head over heels for you, which you can tell, they might change their ways. But nowadays, it just doesn't work. If you have to change someone to fit into your relationship that you want, it's not going to work. You have to, nowadays, I think the main problem is people just rush into relationships nowadays. It's, okay, I meet you at a bar, we hang out, we talk, we get drunk, we do whatever after the bar, whether it's just hang out or one night stands kind of deal. And it's either a one night stand or you are dating the next couple days. Uh, Me, myself, I'm, I guess, old fashioned. Like they say, chivalry is dead. Anyway, that's a whole another topic. I'm old fashioned. I'm not going to be the person to go on a date once and then think that's the person I'm going to marry. I need to hang out with a person longer than a week, longer than 2 weeks. It'll probably be a month to a month and a half of really hanging out with a person to know this is the kind of person I'm going to be in a relationship with. Um, and people don't want to do that. People don't want to put in time to make a relationship work, and that's usually where they break their a month relationship, a 2 month relationship, and the thing is over, because you learn certain things about certain people that you didn't know about. People don't take the time to realize, if I'm going to get in a relationship, I'm going to see the girl when she's happy, when she's sad, when she's mad, what makes her tick, what things I don't like, what things I don't know, just to see what goes on. And if the good outweighs the bad, definitely I'll go further into the relationship. If the bad outweighs the good in those times, okay, that month and a half that we spent was good, but I just don't see anything moving forward with it. No one likes to take that time. They're in a relationship in 2 days, 3 days. It works for about until you see something you don't like about the person, and then you get one of those situations where they break up, and then the girl or the guy says, I can change. They go back together, and like all those things I was talking about before, actions speak louder than words. They can say they changed, and then you go and you see the same thing. You break up, you go back out, you break up, you go back out. I've seen so many people go out with the same person at least 10 times, and if you didn't figure out that they're the same person, I don't know what's going on. But like I said, nowadays some people just don't like to take the time to actually go out and put forth an effort into certain relationships. So that is my little take on that. Another thing I put on my Facebook was when girls, I've been asked by a couple, well, not a couple, but I've been asked before, do you think I look pretty? And always, I think nowadays, all girls are beautiful. Now, it's one of those things where I'm going to say it, all girls are beautiful no matter what you look like. You're all beautiful. Whether it be outside, you have beautiful looks and everything else, or you might not be the beauty. I'm saying it because I'm not a Brad Pitt, but there's people that, like I said, there's two different kind of people. You either got the great looks, or Nowadays, you got a great personality, and that outweighs looks 10 times over. You could be the most beautiful girl, and you come up to me, and some people melt in those girls' hands. If you come up to me and you're beautiful, and you have an attitude like an asshole, goodbye. I don't care what you look like. If you have a shitty attitude, you could be the most beautiful, attractive person in the world. People will fall for it, but I'm not the kind of person to fall for it. So anyway, a little off topic. Girls always ask, "Do I look pretty?" And I say yes. And they say, "No, you're lying." It gets annoying when I tell you look good, and you tell me I'm lying, because there's people out there that'll speak out their ass. When I speak, I tell the truth. You know, I do have my wise assness to me, but nowadays, people who know me, maybe not through these videos, but my sarcasm comes out. If I'm talking, I mean what I say. If you catch my sarcasm, some people aren't very good with catching sarcasm, but there's certain times where I'll throw sarcasm at them, and I get yelled at. "Oh no, you are the ugliest person I've ever seen in my." "Oh, you serious?" That's a main problem nowadays. You can call 100 people can call a girl beautiful, and one person can call her ugly, and she'll take and run with that one person who called her ugly. That'll ruin her whole day. Even if everybody else in the world says you're beautiful, she'll take that one person and run with it. Could be the same for guys. I really don't talk to guys like that. I talk to girls in certain situations, most situations, with that whole thing. So this is where I'm coming from. Girls, they'll take the word ugly and they'll run with it and feel bad about themselves if one asshole decides to say it. Another thing that I have personal experience with is the whole thing. Like I said, I'm not the kind of person, even though I've never been in a relationship, I'm not the kind of person to rush into one. That's not going to make me rush into one. So I guess girls don't understand that. So this is personal story from me. There's been times where I'll go on Facebook and I'll ask a girl either to come hang out with friends of mine or just come hang out in general. Most of the time it's, "Hey, you want to come out? My friends and me are going to a bar and we'll hang out," or whatever. There's other times, I guess, I don't mention friends and I'll say, "You want to come hang out?" And me being a big guy and the fact that being fat in society is looked down upon, my confidence and self-esteem isn't the greatest. I'm not saying it's below the floor or whatever. I have some confidence. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm about, but I can use some extra confidence and self-esteem kind of deal. So asking a girl out isn't the easiest for me. It's not the hardest thing to do, but it's also not the easiest thing. So when I do ask someone to hang out, whether it be through Facebook or whatever, it takes a little bit of questioning in my own mind. Should you do this? What would happen? But like I said, a few times I've asked a girl, let's hang out. And that taken a little bit of confidence, I'll get an answer back, "Yeah, I'll definitely hang out, but only as friends." So that takes whatever confidence I had saying let's hang out and knocks it back down into the ground and then buries it, because all they think I'm asking for is let's hang out and get married, I guess. I don't know what it is, but once I hear only as friends, it takes that and knocks down whatever confidence I had at that given point. It just makes me feel like crap, because I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it doesn't make me feel good. So with that whole situation, I get that. I've gotten that more than once in my life. So that's one thing I just question. If any girls are watching, let me know what that whole situation's about. Another thing that I see all the freaking time, it's either on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is, I always see girls with this little freaking, with all this statuses and whatever, always, where are all the good guys? Where are the good guys at? Well, nowadays, other things I see, chivalry is dead nowadays. Which this is the one logic of girls that I just don't understand. I see on Instagram. I want a guy to pull my hair during sex. I want a guy to do this, but then that girl is also the one to say, I don't want an asshole. I want a great guy. So you want a strong and I don't know. You want a little mix of everything. Well, nowadays, to tell you the truth, guys, I guess you could say, are either assholes or you get the guys that will do whatever they want, like whatever it takes to please a girl. And those are the guys that I guess do get run over, taken advantage of. But nowadays, when girls say, I want a good guy, there'll be 15, 20 guys that say, okay, listen, let's hang out, let's do this. If they're not what this girl's looking for, he could be the nicest guy on the face of the planet. The girl's not going to give him a chance. Personal experience, I've met a couple times, I probably said, you know what, I'm a good guy, let's hang out, and I get no answer from it. So I've stopped. That's when I was younger. Nowadays, I learned nowadays when a girl says, I want a good guy, they have their preconceived guy in their head. And if you don't fit that mold, no matter, you can talk until your face turns blue, you can give flowers, you can give gifts, you can do this, you can do that. It's not going to work unless you get those money hungry girls that you show money. Well, a lot of girls nowadays go for money. So if you show money, some girls go for that. Other girls will take advantage of it. Oh, I'll get a flowers, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. And you're not going to go anywhere because nowadays girls have that preconceived, I want a good looking guy who's nice. Nowadays in society, it's very hard to find. It's very hard to find both. You're either really good looking or you're really nice. There's a 1%, I think, not numbers, I'm not putting any numbers, but there aren't very many double where you're a good looking in society and you're very nice. So that's another thing that came up. So that was the whole. There's no good guys. There are good guys. You're just not looking for a good guy, or you're just not looking for that specific person. So that's what I get angry at. And another thing is nowadays, this is another thing that goes with girls and guys both. Nowadays, to make yourself feel better, I guess people use these words or whatever. Nowadays, you get the words creepy, you get psycho, you get thirsty, you get all these new and added slut and whore and whatever. Nowadays, people use that a lot when they get turned down. They'll go after a girl, they turn them down, and then that girl's either a slut, a whore, bitch, this, that, this, or guys, to make each other feel better or themselves, say, nowadays you get an Instagram picture, and some guys will say, hey, you look really good, you do this, you do that. Then you get, oh, this guy's thirsty, this guy's this, he's looking for something. It's amazing these words that come out and whatever. That's towards the guy's part. Then you get the girls that say, no, this guy's just creepy. He's saying nice things on my statuses or my pictures. He's commenting on everything, but he's creepy. You ever think the guy actually thinks you're very attractive and he's just saying good things to make you feel better? That one day you'll look at and you'll say, oh, someone actually does find me very attractive. I don't know. So, I mean, those were some of the things that I talked about. There were other ones that I got yelled at, but those were some of the top that I kind of got my ass reamed out for. So, hopefully that opened up the eyes to some of the people that yelled at me. I did ramble on a whole bunch, so hopefully you made it through this whole video. But like I said in the beginning, this whole video was more for the beginning. If anybody needs to talk or agrees with some of the stuff that I have, let me know. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you.